George Wallace.
One of them old big head boys.
Come on and make me jump. George
You didn't even know I did magic, did you?
Wallace.
First thing I want you to know is I'm not crazy.
Hey, for real though.
Turn it up, so I can hear.
And I am glad, at least in my life I have found someone that may not be here forever to see me through.
Hello, Brooklyn. I'm Angela Renee Coakley, host of Be Real on BK Live, where we have real conversations with A-listers and influencers in arts, entertainment, and media. I'm excited to be chopping it up with the veteran comedian, actor, and author. He's been dubbed the new Mr. Las Vegas. You have seen him in such films as Lady Killers with Tom Hanks and Think Like a Man 2, starring Kevin Hart. I'm talking about funny man George Wallace. Welcome to Be Real.
Hello, pretty lady. How are you?
Did I surprise you just now?
You know why it surprised me?
Why?
That's the very, very first TV I ever did. When I got to Hollywood, they asked me to do that, and I was just so excited, and that was good times.
Yes, it was
at
good times.
Thelma's wedding.
That's right.
And I never will forget that show because something happened to me I will never, ever forget.
Please tell us.
I didn't smile. You know what happened?
What?
Walona, what was her name? DeBar?
Jeanette DeBar.
Jeanette DeBar.
Yeah.
And we were laughing and having fun, and she said to me, "You need to fix your teeth."
Oh.
Embarrassed me like you won't believe.
Oh.
And you know what I did?
What?
Went straight to the dentist.
Now look
and
at
that was
you.
the greatest advice in the world. If I ever say, is she still alive? I think she
believe
is.
she is.
I hope she is. I want to tell her thank you so much because you don't know when you're a kid and you're growing and getting into show business. You know some things you don't know, and that's why you see all show business people. We do have to go.
Get it, George. Get it. so that was your first.
$70,000 later.
That was your first television appearance. That's
Yes,
what I thought. So, and how did you get that? How did that come about?
They saw me performing at the Comedy Store. I suppose Jimmy Walker might have had something to do with it.
I thought so.
And they were using comedians and entertainers and people that they thought were going to be good. And thank God they picked me.
Okay, good.
And I've been working since day one.
So we've been talking, that was your first television appearance.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first name. I always thought your first name was George.
It is George for you.
Oh, it's George
And
for me.
everybody else.
Now, but maybe your best friend of 30 some odd years calls you something different.
Jerry Seinfeld, 41 years.
41 years
41
now?
years. Look at that idiot right there. 41 years.
41 years?
We've been best friends for 41 years.
And what does he call you?
Henry.
And so it's Henry George Wallace? Okay, I'm sorry. We're just going to go move
People
on.
don't know that, but now they know. My real name is Henry George Wallace. It doesn't matter to me anymore. I've been to the top of the mountain. I looked over, and I seen the promised land. You know what? My church in Memphis, Tennessee is Church of God in Christ,
Yeah.
and that's what the last speech that Dr. King made at that church. And I have a photo of me in that pulpit with the same podium at my church, Mason Temple. And I'm going to go back there next year and celebrate the great 50 years of Dr. King's life. I was at his funeral, by the way.
Okay.
I wish I could show you some more photos. I got photos of me at Dr. King's funeral.
Okay, you give me those later. I'm going to
Okay.
ask you a serious question.
You can ask, serious.
What happens, or what happened the first time they didn't laugh? How did you deal with that?
That was here in the state of New York. That was
Really?
up in the Catskill Mountains. I was just starting. I hadn't even been doing comedy for a year. And some guy decided that I was good enough to go up to the Catskill Mountains where all of the Jews were. The Jews know more about comedy than anybody.
Okay.
Jews are the greatest audience in the world. And blacks, it's two audience.
Okay.
They know everything about comedy. So I was up there and I was doing it less than a year. So therefore, I didn't even know who I was, let alone comedy or real jokes. They put me on stage for 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
And from minute one, from 30 seconds, not one laugh.
Ouch.
Not minute two, not one laugh.
How'd
Not
you
minute
overcome
10,
that?
Not minute 10, not one laugh.
What'd you do?
Not minute 15, not one laugh. I stayed on that stage for 45 minutes.
Ouch.
Not one laugh. It was bad. It was terrible. My mother died and I went to her funeral. That night at the Catskills was worse than my mama's funeral.
Oh.
I wanted to drive off the Tappan Zee Bridge. You don't know what it is when a comedian is really dying. And it hurts so bad. It hurts so. I wanted to drive off the Tappan Zee Bridge. It was really, really bad. See, that's why comedy is the hardest art form. There's nobody with you.
would
There's
say
no
so.
band. There's nothing there. And so after that night, I could never bomb as bad as I did that night. And so I learned from that.
I learned
so.
how to tap dance. I don't know.
But,
Well, you told us that Walona gave you some criticism, Walona or Janet Dubois. Outside of that, what was the craziest or the most bizarre feedback anybody's ever given you?
Feedback? I don't know, because I usually go on stage and have a good time no matter what the feedback.
It could be off stage.
Okay, it's not bizarre, but it's self-fulfilling or whatever. It's the greatest compliment. I'm going to put it in that direction.
Okay.
And you know, people, we do this for laughter, we do it for money, but the greatest thing we can do is to help someone. Comedy, you got to keep coming in everything. When we get off stage and people say, I do it for this reason, people come up and say, my husband died 3 years ago, I haven't laughed since. I just got out of the hospital. I want to thank you for making me laugh. I just had brain surgery. Thank you for making. That's why I love what I do. Laughter is so important. No matter what you do, you got to put laughter and humor into everything. If you notice, you go to funerals now, pretty much people, somebody has to tell a joke.
Yeah.
And that's what breaks everything in. Thank God for humor. Look, especially today, we got a guy running the country. I call him a walking circus peanut, because he's orange like a walking circus peanut.
We're going to get to that.
We'll get to that, okay,
Yeah,
because I could talk about this guy forever.
What do you wish you knew before your success, and would you change anything?
I probably wouldn't change anything, because I learn as I go, and I'm the most blessed person you've ever met in your life. And people ask me the formula for success. It's not. One thing about the formula for success is it's not how much money you make, it's how you enjoy your life while you're living. Some people think it's about the dollar sign. No, I am blessed. I've done everything I could ever want to do. It's just.
And you're an author. You've got a book out.
Two books. One book called Laugh It Off. Yeah, and look at that. And written by my friend Jerry Seinfeld. He's an idiot, by the way. We need to talk about him. He says the only thing we have in common is that we both like him. And that's what Jerry Seinfeld said.
Aren't you guys hanging out a little bit later today?
I'm going to say him today. We've been 41 years, can't get rid of him, he can't get rid of me. We're really close. You know, I was the best man in his wedding. Of course, I'm the father of his kids.
I'm sorry?
You heard what I said.
Okay.
Next time you see the Seinfeld kids, look at them going.
Look at them good? Okay. In your shows, you're always threatening to run for president. See, now we're coming back to that thing.
Okay.
Do you have a new campaign slogan? What is it?
Well, my campaign slogan now is just like anybody can run for president now. You think you know, I was joking before because I BS for a living, and this guy out of New York City lives right down the street from me. He beat me at my own game. So now comedians, if you don't put humor into comedy now, into your lifestyle now, you might as well die. Because what's happening right now, this guy is such an idiot, and like I said, he's just doing stupid stuff, and it's like fake news. But all comedians, basically all New Yorkers knew it was fake news, alternative news, because we live in New York and we actually know Donald Trump and his ways and just what he stands for and what he says. And I never will forget when he said all African Americans are living in poverty. And I tweeted him and said, I'd like to talk to you about that, but I can't decide which one of my houses I want to sit down and meet you for that, you know? He just did so much stupid stuff in the walls, and then...
Wait a minute, I remember something about that wall. I remember something you used to say.
About the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the wall was going to go up.
Who's going to build a wall? That was years ago.
Yeah.
Now the people are saying the Mexicans are laughing at him. He wants to build a wall, and the Mexicans are using tunnels. They're just laughing and build a wall. We don't care. They're building tunnels. Everything is in that tunnel that they need. They're drinking, what do you call it?
No.
Margaritas every 5 miles.
No,
the Mexicans got it going on there. They got Maracay bands. They got El Pollo Loco, Taco Bell, everything you need. They got their own. They're just building them. Their bridges have a diamond lane. People are just having fun. They got Home Depot, what they call it, Casa Depot. But everything, everything is just rolling under that tunnel. So he's just doing stuff. We could just go on and on talking about Donald Trump.
So we talked about some firsts before, and I call this part the Be Real Rundown. Some quick laughs, okay? So just whatever comes to your mind.
I want to drink some water. I don't know why we are still drinking in the 21st century. We're drinking water out of coffee cups.
Cheers to you. So
Put some coffee in these coffee cups.
Last time you performed in Brooklyn.
Oh my God! It was actually about 2 years ago. I performed at the Brooklyn Theater over there.
Brooklyn College, I think.
It was a big theater, and it was really nice, and I enjoyed it tremendously. So, but I was driven here, and it was at night, so I didn't see anything much. But this city, Brooklyn, the whole city of New York has changed tremendously. So I've never seen so much building and progress. It's crazy. This city is beautiful.
Last phone call you had?
Last phone call I had was Seinfeld.
Last movie you saw?
Last movie I saw was It was 2 nights ago. Last movie I saw was what's popular? What was out? Figures. Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures?
Yeah, that was the last movie I saw.
Okay.
I don't think it was the last one. That's the only one that can come to my head.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Last time you cried?
Ooh, I cried the other night because I cry tears of joy. As, when something happens, people are going through.
What was that about you cursing?
Well, I'm from Atlanta. I got a guy down there named Waka Flocka Flame, and I don't cuss, but I just think it's just great. I can cuss now. Waka Flocka. Isn't that a beautiful
It's
Waka Flocka?
lovely.
You seen that Waka Flocka, Bobby? Bernie Mac, my good friend, used to say Waka Flocka. Well, I'm out of this Waka Flocka, as Bernie would say, and that's going to be I'm going to come up with a whole lot of words on Waka Flocka.
Okay.
And when I go to church Sunday, I'm going to look at that Waka Flocka. He's going to be preaching all Waka Flocka day.
We have certainly had some real talk.
And I didn't even curse.
And some real laughs,
you can't
Brooklyn.
curse.
Thank you to our guest, comedian George Wallace.
I'm going to go out and say, I'm scared of these Waka Flockers in Brooklyn, I can tell you that.
And thank you for watching Be Real on BK Live.
I did not cuss. Amen. Praise God, everybody.
Let it roll, let it roll.
George. Come on and make me jump. George Wallace.
Them old big head boys.
Come on and make me jump.